Hello, it's Kylie Bertucci, Stamping Up Demonstrator in Australia, and I think we are set. Oh, I need some beverageino. I need a coffee. That was a shocker this morning. Yes! Better make sure my sound's off. Everything that could possibly go wrong with my setup happened this morning, but anyway, we are here. And I know we're going to have a good time now that I'm on. I was like, Bruno, help! Beautiful. Love coffee in the morning. Yay! Now, I'm very excited about what we're playing with today. But before we start, I want to do a bit of show and tell. I don't know if I have my card from... Actually, maybe you can help me with that, Bruno. The card from this week. Bruno did a tidy in my room. And I'm like, oh, normally it's under the 10 layers over on my desk. But Bruno's very organised. Hi, Jessie Scott. And while you're waiting, I love that. Can you please hit the like button and subscribe? I'm going to go for this drawer here. I'm thinking that that's where Bruno may have put the card for this week. But I could be wrong. Because I did a blog pop with the All Stars. Hi! Do you remember the beautiful cinnamon one?
The what?
Cinnamon card. With the strip down the middle. The one that I did like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah,
I think oh no.
Yeah, it's in there.
Don't think it is. Anyway, I'll get you to have a look through there, see if you can find it.
This one here?
Yay! I knew you'd find it for me.
It was like right on the
Oh, I went through it all. There you go. So there's the one from this week. I'm really happy with that. I wanted to make sure I showed you because it's such a simple, easy, gorgeous card. And
you can show the flasher from last night too.
What is it?
The flasher that I made last night. That one.
Am I showing all of it, or
if you want? Yeah,
because it's really cool. I think we'll put it on our blog. Actually, I'll keep it as a. Oh no, actually, I'll show you. I can't help myself. This is for friends of ours who've got some good news. You ready? Look at that! And it's so cool because Bruno used the, I forget what those layers are called, those dies there, but we haven't actually used them yet. And I don't know if you can see, but there's like a little section down the middle. And yeah, it's a really cool card. Look at that! So it's half of the cardstock, the full sheet, which is a bit of fun. Love it. We're into this blackberry beauty paper because that's what that paper is. Isn't it gorgeous? So we're feeling very inspired by that paper. But yeah, today I thought I'd have a play, and I really wanted to pull out the dies as well, because we might even have a bit of a play with the dies today. But I haven't got to play with this, and I really love autumn sets, so I thought let's have a bit of a play with some gorgeous, gorgeous leaves. And I love the grungy look to this stamp set, so we're going to have a bit of fun with this today. And I've got a little technique that I'm sure someone has come up with somewhere. But I wanted to show you the clearance rack here in Australia. So if you're new to stamping and you're thinking, I want to collect a few items, then the clearance rack is a great idea for you to get a few cool little things that you may want. So let me see here. I'll just share my screen with you. Hello, everyone. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Jennifer. Aw, lovely to see you all on here. I'm just going to move you over a little bit. That's your favourite set, Mary. Oh, that's nice. That's good. I've got you over here. Oh, Deborah's from New South Wales, Jindera. Hi. And Melissa. Hi, Melissa. That's great. Yes, it is going to be spring here, but I really love autumn. So anytime I can remind myself of autumn, I'm happy to do so. because it's just such a pretty time of year, particularly where we live in Melbourne. Melbourne's probably the only place in all of Australia that has those beautiful leaves. And when I moved here I was from northern Queensland. When I moved here, my eyes could not believe what I was seeing. I was just like, these leaves are the most beautiful thing. I remember driving around the streets of Glen Iris just thinking, this is just so beautiful. So it always invokes a lot of very nice memories for me, because I really, really loved all those gorgeous leaves that were falling. Now, let me show you my screen so that I can show you this awesome new clearance rack, because we love a bargain. We love to get some cheapies. Now, I want to just preempt with you that things are selling out already. So there was some beautiful butterfly bijou paper on here, which is just gorgeous. Gone ski. So don't wait too long to get yourself one of these clearance rack items. So here we go here. So this is on my store. Now make sure that when you jump on our store that you're seeing our name in the top left hand corner here, shopping with Kylie Bertucci. And we highly recommend creating an account, because we've had some issues with some of our customers where they've used the guest checkout and unfortunately it hasn't assigned us as the demonstrator. So they thought they were shopping with us and they weren't. So one way to make sure that you know that you're shopping with us, if you want to shop with us, that is, but to make sure that you're shopping with us, because you'll get the card making course, you'll get all sorts of cool tutorials and rewards and a handmade card, and we want to spoil you. So you will know that you're shopping with us because you will pretty much hear on the very day that you order, you will hear from us. I pretty much try and do it like as soon as I see an order come through, I email the person. So if you're not hearing from us and you think you're shopping with us, you're not shopping with us. Just a reminder. And another really important thing that we would like to remind you to do is to use the host code. So just if you want the host code, just always head over to kyliebertucci.com, and the host code is always sitting up here in the top right hand side. So you can always look for the host code there, and you add that in your cart. So say we want to add this flowers for every season, we'll add that because that is such a bargain, and there's so many beautiful cards you can make with this. So we'll add that to our cart because that's amazing. And another recommendation that I'll say for today's project could be this natural touch specialty paper. I think that would look really good on our card today. And also what would look really good on our card today is these feathers and tags. So you could add those. And another good one that I really wanted to show you was this bright copper. I really, really wanted this shimmer paint last night. I was asking Bruno like 2 o'clock in the morning, where's the shimmer paint? But it's already been sold because it was clearance rack. But this, I'll show you exactly how to use this on your project today. So lots of clearance rack goodies, some beautiful paper, some embossing folders. These pink rhinestones are absolutely gorgeous. All these folders, such a bargain. But just remember, it's only while stocks last. So if there's something here that you want, then maybe go shopping now. Don't delay, go and get it now. But once you go to your cart, so if you click on cart, just please make sure that you add the host code. This is in the top right hand side here. If you add the host code in there, then you'll get some more rewards from us, which is like the tutorial and all sorts of goodies. So you just come over here, double click on that and copy, and then you can paste it in here. And we would be so appreciative because that means that we can give you extra rewards and all sorts of goodies. If your order's over 250, then don't do it. But if you do accidentally do it, that's fine. We will look after you. We always look after our customers and make sure that they get great rewards. While you're at it, even though you've shopped on the clearance rack, you can add other items. So today we're going to be using the cork specialty paper, which is so unreal. I love, love, love this cork specialty paper. And then we've also got, I think they're called Gorgeous Leaves Bundle. There it is there. So you can just type in the little search button and we'll open up this. So this is the bundle here. You can get them individually, but these leaves are so pretty. Even this one here with the stem, I'd really love to use that for something. Yeah, it's really cool. So add that one to your cart. And what else do we need now? Oh, I might be using the bark embossing folder, but I mean, that's one of my alternatives anyway. So we'll have a look at the bark embossing folder because it's absolutely beautiful. And it would go really, really well with this suite of products. So I think that's the main thing. I'm using some vanilla and some early espresso cardstock. So just make sure you've got your cardstock. You can just type here early espresso, not espresso, it's espresso. If you wanna drive an Italian crazy, you say espresso. I'll have an espresso. No, espresso. And also we've got the Very Vanilla. Very Vanilla. I thought I'd use vanilla today. I don't use vanilla much. I use Whisper White all the time. So there you go. And then you've got all these goodies here and you can have some fun. These tags and feathers will be so gorgeous. So there you go. And beautiful embossing folders. But I'm going to do a variety of like different styles and things that you can see. So that, yeah, it makes life easy. So just make sure here that you're signing in and that you've got an account because that's going to help you to have all of the right information put in for you. And you can get your computer to remember you these days. And then just down the bottom here, just make sure that it says shopping with, okay? So just when you use the host code, it should link it automatically, but just in case, please just check this section on the very last step, number 4, before you go to the last one, just so that you know that you're shopping with us. Because there has been a couple of little glitches and we don't want you to have glitches. We want you to shop with us. We work so hard for you. We don't want you to end up going with someone who you think is us and it's not. So let us look after you. Let us provide the service that we want to provide for you. Now, let's head back over to the live stream. Lots of hellos. Aloha from Aina. Hello. Sally. Oh, so good to see you all here. And Salt Lake City's getting lots of rain. So I think that's all the show and tell I had for you. Oh, also you may want to get a Stamparatus. If you haven't got a Stamparatus, I think after today you'll be like, sold. I'm getting a Stamparatus. I need to put that in my cart. So let's just see here. The camera for the base is having a little panic attack because I did an update. It's a bit of an old phone. And so it doesn't really like responding to new updates. I'm telling you, everything that could go wrong this morning did. You just got to laugh at yourself because otherwise you'll cry. Yay, it's working. Okay, let me flip you over. Here we go. So we're all about the Stamparatus today. This is going to be our friend. You also may want to add some of the sponges. Now, just a word of advice for you with our little daubers. If for any reason you are starting to get pilling on your sponges, because I have heard that from Jessie. I bought some for Jessie and she's like, I really don't like the sponges, the daubers. And I'm like, why not? And she's like, it's all pilling. It's all coming apart. So there were a few not so good sponge daubers. So if you had that situation, hopefully Stampin' Up won't hate me for this, but we really want you to have a proper product. So please go and let them know that it's pilling because it shouldn't be doing that. I've had mine for years and they have never fallen apart the way Jessie's did. So note to self, that is what you will need. So let's do some chopping first. Now this is where my card templates come in really handy. And if you don't have my card templates, I'll put up the link for you. It's a tutorial. And no, I can't do it for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to be in charge. So I use them all the time. I love, love, love these card templates. I knew that I wanted to use this leaves stamp set, so I'll show you what I did, my creative process for you. Where are we here? So I've got this one here, this base. Yes, gorgeous, great base. So this is going to be our base because I knew that I wanted to go landscape on this card today. Then the next layer I thought I'll do in the very vanilla just to make the next layer pop. Is it that one? Yes. And then I've got the flirty. Is it flirty? I don't think it was that one. What's this one? Oh, it's Poppy Parade in between. I'm like, those measurements are not right. So we've got Poppy Parade is the very vanilla. The next layer, well, this one's going to be interchangeable. Let's just say this layer could be many things, and I will show you that in a moment. And then the next layers that we're going to do is to fit the leaves. So I knew I needed a layer that was going to enable me to fit those gorgeous leaves there. So let's have a look here. So what I decided, I first decided on these two. No, actually it was these two, Petal Pink and Highland Heather. And then I thought, I put it down and I thought, no, it needs another layer behind just to really make that pop. So what you can do with our card templates is you can sort of see if it's going to fit. So this is like a real life sketch. You're seeing, is this going to fit on here? Is it going to look okay? And then I thought, no, I'll add another layer in between. So let's see here. I think that's the one there. Yes. And again, I was like, is this going to fit okay? And again, yes, it fit really good. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to fit 3 of these. So then I could see, okay, I can add 2, like one of those each on each side. So it helped me work out exactly how much space I had, my parameters, even before I started making the card. And it gave me all my measurements. So that's going to be really handy. So we've got lots and lots of layers in this card today, but it is absolutely beautiful. And these card templates are going to make you look like a hero because we need all the help we can get. So let's have a little look here. If I pop up the card template tutorial link, where did I put my keyboard? There it is. It's underneath my cardstock. Jessie Scott. So let's have a look here. If you don't have the card template tutorial, that's the link there, okay? Because it's going to help you. And the cool thing is that no matter where you live in the world, it will give you the measurements you need in your market for your cardstock, because all our cardstock has different measurements around the world. The US and Canada have one, and the rest of the world have another. So if you go on someone's tutorial and you're wondering why yours doesn't fit or doesn't work, that's why. That is the issue, I tell you. So let's have a look-ski here. I'm very excited about this card. So we're going to do a base. As I said, we'll do our gorgeous grape base. So just grab the measurement for that. And it should be just cutting your cardstock in half. If you aren't cutting your cardstock in half, then you're going to be wasting. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I just talk about the card templates for a moment?
Yes.
Sorry.
Go right ahead. No, you're all right.
Everyone, I can hear it.
I can hear you twice.
I just wanted to show everyone.
You can put, oh, you're there, yep.
So this is the way that I have my card templates. I have it in a little plastic folder like this. And so I have them all like this, and I lay them out in my
order of,
yeah. So I'll just lay the card out like that. And then when I want to make a tutorial, I just get the
actual sheet.
Rather than the actual pieces. And I'm like, okay, so I want the translation. I want this color. And so that's what makes it easy for me. So it's not like I have to have all these pieces everywhere. So I just wanted to share that with everybody.
Thank you, Bruno. That was lovely.
This really helps.
I need to give you a switcher studio in there so that you can add bits and pieces in. Wouldn't that be fun?
Well, I think they do that.
Yeah, you could be like, pop up. Kylie, can I just add something in? I need to do that. That'd be fun.
Cool.
Thanks, Bruno.
Well, thank you.
And can I just ask you a question?
Yes.
While I cut this in half. How did you feel about the card templates when I first made them?
I was like, they're the most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
He really did.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm not using them. No, you are not going to make me stick to these parameters I don't want to stick to.
But the thing is, I did stick to them without even knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a couple of different sizes, but we eventually added them.
Yeah.
We eventually added them in. Thanks, Bruno. So we've got our half cardstock. I'm just going to redo this because it's a bit behind. Now, the next layer is our Poppy Parade. So this one I'm going to do in Very Vanilla. Now, it's really important when you're dealing with the full sheet, and this is why I wanted to use the full sheet today. Oh, you need your headphones. Need my ears. When you're doing your full sheet, always think about how you're going to use this again. So when I'm doing this size, you can see here it's going to help you to work out what's the best way to cut this. So if I cut this here, exactly like I'll know the biggest size is where I'm cutting it, then I'm going to get 4 pieces from this sheet of cardstock. However, if I cut it this size, you can tell very quickly that I'm going to end up with 3 and then this big gap down the bottom here. So there are a lot of wasted cardstock. So the card templates are going to help you to make sure that you're using your cardstock wisely. And you'll get to a point where you just get used to knowing how to cut your cardstock. But I know when you're first starting out, having the full sheet can be a little bit intimidating. So just use our card templates to sort of measure out. You can just use your finger to move across and see, oh yeah, that's going to fit, no problem. 2 there and 2 there. So then you can get your measurement, get the largest size and cut that. And then this piece here can be preserved for either a card base or for something later on. And then you'll have your other piece here. And we can use the other side here for our insert inside the card, which I always do the Poppy Parade layer for that as well. So now we have our card insert as well. So that's just a little handy tip for you. Now we will need this for another layer, so I'll keep that there. Now, our next layer is going to be, so we've got Gorgeous Grape, we've got Poppy Parade layer. Now we're going to cut our Melon Membo. Now this one's a really interesting one because I want to show you a few different ways that you can utilize this background, because with a background, there's a few different sort of ways that you can create a background to your stamping. You could do embossing, which I have a prototype here. You could do designer series paper, which is beautiful because it does all the work for you. And you could also create your own. So you could just stamp the background. And a lot of times with the background, you don't want it to be sort of taking over from your front panel. So you want it to be something that is subdued. So maybe it's like, you know, stamping the same color, like a monotone color, that just is very subtle in the background, or maybe even stamping off. So you'll stamp onto a sheet of paper and then onto your cardstock, just so that it's like a subdued, doesn't take away from the hero. So we're just going to leave this one for now, the Melon Mambo layer, and move on to our other layers, and then we'll decide what we want that Melon Mambo layer to be. So then I've got these 3 layers, and what I wanted to do is just really make this layer pop. So I knew that the front layer needs to be where I'm stamping, so that definitely needs to be very vanilla. And this middle section here, I just wanted it to have a nice backing. So I'm going to do Early Espresso, but I'm doing another very vanilla in this size, just so that it pops off the background, because I'm going to have a background piece that's probably quite dark. So we've got 2 very vanillas that I need to cut, which is the Petal Pink and the Mint Macaron. And you're welcome to copy this as well if you are crafting along with me. So I'm going to cut those two. And again, if you have a look at your cardstock here, you can tell how am I going to get the most out of this cardstock. And I think you can see that it's this way. So again, it's telling you how to chop your cardstock. I mean, actually both of them are quite, oh, this one here you only get two. And then you end up with this big gap down the bottom. Whereas if you cut here, you're going to be able to get another piece here. So it just helps you see where you're cutting. So we're going to do the bigger one because we can always go smaller for our mint macaron afterwards. So see how it's helping you. Okay, which way am I cutting it? Because I know that this is a big challenge for new ones and for some of us that have been crafting for a long time. You know, some of these techniques or these principles no one's shown us, and we're like, oh my goodness, I've been wasting all this cardstock for all these years. So that's our petal pink layer. Then I'll cut my mint macaron layer because I know that it is smaller, so I can just come in here, and that's the only piece that I'm going to have as like an extra, which is great. You know, it's much better than a massive piece on the side that you're never going to use again. And that one. Good. I'm happy with those. Then I've got my early espresso that I'm going to cut, which is in the Highland Heather. So get your measurement for that in your country. And again, you can just get your little template here and see what's going to be best. I think cutting it that way is going to be best because we have another bit of use. Like that's at least big enough that we can use it for something afterwards, which will be good. So we'll do that. Excellent. So that's all our layers chopped. And I like doing that except for one background piece. So let's just fold this one. I'll get there's my bone folder there. So just get this bone folder and then fold here in half. And then we're going to have this layer. So as some people are talking about the time, we had a daylight savings change here. So I think that has thrown, even the timing on the YouTube actually flipped over. And then we've got a background in here that we're adding to. So let me show you the options for the background because we're going to have some beautiful stamping here. So I did the bark embossing and I introduced another colour, which is the cinnamon cider. So you could go with a cinnamon cider background with any embossing folder that you wanted. I loved this bark one because I thought it went really nicely with this natural leaves look, but even the macrame one looked gorgeous too. So that is an option for you to add behind. You could even sponge that, and I love this look. I think that is so pretty. If you just flip it like this, you can see how you can add in something completely different in this area. You might even be able to stamp the leaves, you know, sort of off the page, not the way that I'm thinking, which is just the 3. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use this exact same layout. You could even have like a beautiful one piece, like there's some gorgeous, like from the Blackberry Beauty stamp set. If I have a look at that one, Blackberry Beauty, I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is, Beauty of Tomorrow. So you can see here, you can pull this out and do this gorgeous one here, like so. So I'm just giving you a few options because, you know, there's a lot of things happening in terms of delivery and inventory, and there's going to be all sorts of, you know, maybe delays in delivery. So just, I want to give you the option to be able to swap out whatever you want to swap out. If you don't have this stamp set, you might have another stamp set, Or if you're wanting that stamp set and you can't get that stamp set, which is something that could start happening, then you can just swap it out. Oh, that was all very dramatic. You can just swap it out and use something different. So this is why I'm giving you lots of options so that you can get creative ideas so that then you can change it up. Because I know for US ones, there's a lot of issues with back ordering and all sorts of different things. Now, another background option that I have for you is designer series paper. So even the cinnamon one that we had that you saw in that background, that would be absolutely gorgeous in the back of this one. The other one that I'm going to try is the cork, because this is beautiful. I really, really wanted to play with this. And again, you might feel a bit scared when you get this to chop it, but we love to chop it, especially when we have our little templates. So this is going to be the Melon Mambo layer. I've decided the cork is the best one because I tried them all. So best thing you can do is just chop it. I did 3 ways. Or if you have the full 6x6, you can have 12x12. You can do, it fits 2 that way when you have the full 12x12. But because I've done it this way, you can just chop it the thin direction. But just keep in mind that whatever direction you cut in, like we know that we're going to be using it like this. So that's the direction of the paper, the way it's going to go, which I like. So that will give you the guide to know how to chop your cardstock. So we'll just do that. Now you can flip this. It's probably a little bit better in terms of just having a little bit more control. But surprisingly, it's quite thin, this paper. But this is real cork. Like, it feels amazing. So if you haven't got this in your hot little hands, this cork, I tell you what, I'm going to be really, really sad when this leaves us because it is just beautiful. I've loved it. And I'll show you here chopping it this way. I was really worried last night when I did it, but you can see it's actually quite fine doing it that way too. So it's excellent. Really good quality. So let's just swap that bark out for the cork. So you can see here. Both are just as good as one another. Oh, it needs to be a little bit smaller. It's the Melon Mambo layer. I did it the Poppy Parade size. There we go. And there. Beautiful. Oh, that's brilliant. So there you go. Love, love, love. So we've got those layers here. Now we can do some stamping. So what do you all think of that? Which one would you go for? Would you go for embossing folder? Do you like the cork? Have some of you played with the cork? I'd love to hear from you whether you've played with the cork. Oh, Andre's in the house. Hello. Peggy asked me, does it smell like cork? I know some of you love to sniff your paper. It's a thing, right? I'll sniff it for you. It's like watching someone cook something and then they don't eat it. I get really disappointed. I don't know if it smells like cork. I think slightly, but not overpowering. Not like normal cork, not like wine cork. Maybe because I'm used to smelling it with wine on it. It doesn't have any wine on it. So there you go. So tell me what you prefer, or whether you would like a stamped background. What backgrounds do you usually use to your cards? I would love to hear what you've tried. But we have these layers here. I'll make sure I'm stamping on the right one. Yes, that looks right. And you can see here how adding that bit of very vanilla behind the early espresso, it just really lifts that layer and really makes it pop. So having layers on your cards is just so fun. And then we're going to have that top one there. So really subtle, tiny bit of early espresso, but it's going to be a winner. You love embossed, Kenzie. Oh, that's good. Yep, everyone's going to have a different favourite. Now, let's have some stamping fun. So this is where we're going to do some fun with our Stamparatus. Inika's used the cork a lot. Yes. You can change that. Yep, you can swap it out. Oh, Mimi loves her templates. Oh, good, Sally. Oh, good. The macrame would be beautiful with this. Yes. Yeah, and we had a daylight savings change, so it's thrown a few of you out. I'm very sorry about that. How dare they change the time in Australia? I feel like I've gone through jet lag since they changed the time. I'm still like so out of whack because I'm such a late night sleeper that this has just compounded it. It's like normally bed midnight, 1 o'clock. Now it's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I'm like, no, I've got to go to sleep. This is so bad. Then Jasper waking me up at 5 o'clock. It's like, what are you doing to me, Jasper? You're trying to destroy me. Yeah, I love the vanilla too. Have you liked this video, Bruna said? Have you subscribed to this channel? I love it. We've got lots of you subscribing. We really appreciate that. We've only got 34 likes, everyone. We better up the ante there. I think you can all do better than that. Although you've got to actually like it. I will give you that permission. You don't have to do it unless you like my card today. Oh, we're at 36. Now, washi, please bring back washi Stamping Up. We'll just keep sandboxing it. If anyone's demonstrators out there, even though you don't hear from the sandbox, please keep requesting washi because it's just the best. I love washi, especially for something like this. I actually prefer washi for my Stamparatus than I do the magnets. I just find the magnets get in the way. So I really like washi. So what we're going to do, I've got my sponge daubers here. And the two colours I've got is for the early espresso and the cinnamon cider. So there are two colours. And then we also have the bumblebee, which I thought would be a lovely colour to use for our autumn. So then we're going to bring out our stamps. So let me show you how this Stamparatus is super handy. So I've lined this up pretty much within the grid, which is great. And this means that I can then line up exactly where the middle is by looking at my grid. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm going to look at, 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. So around there is going to be my center, which I wouldn't have picked, to be honest. Is that right? I think it's more like there. Looking at my eyeballs. Because then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that's better. Because I've got like little 5 boxes on each side. And then this one's the 11th. So that's a nice middle for me. So I know exactly where I'm going to put that. So I just flip it upside down, or the right way really, and then come in with your little plate lid and push down. Make sure that that stamp is clean, and that's going to pick it up. Yay! Now, another good thing to do is to have a stamp set behind here to just lay that down, because it's perfectly sized to have a flat base. If you don't have the stamp set there, it kind of just goes and light, and it is not flat. So it's just a little tip for you. Not a biggie, but just handy, because it literally fits perfectly in there. So we'll just stamp that with our bumblebee. And you don't have to stress with this Stamparatus, because if anything's missing, you just come back and stamp it again. So it gives you a lot of control. So here, perfect. Look at this. Can we see what's happening there, people? Oh no! It's half stamped. But we don't have to worry because we've used the Stamparatus. So if I push over there a little bit further, no, definitely had no ink there. So we just ink it up a little bit more and come back in. And boom, professional. So it's very, very handy. If you've ever found yourself in that situation where it hasn't stamped properly, you need the Stamparatus. Now, we're going to come in here with our Cajun Craze. Oh, I said cinnamon, didn't I? Oh, I actually thought this was cinnamon. But it's not, it's Cajun. But I think that will be really nice. So what we're going to do, I know I'm zoomed in a bit, but that's good. You can see what I'm doing here. So I've got a bit of a dauber. I've sponged it onto our ink, like just tapping. Tap, tap, tap. La, la, la. And then you can just come around here, around the edge. And the best thing about daubering this is you have control where you want this ink to go. And depending on how it stamps, will depend on whether you come back in and do more. You can just layer that colour. Hello there, you gorgeous thing. Now, what we're going to do next is put some early espresso around the edge as well. This one needs a bit of re-inking, this one. So I'm pushing nice and hard. Oh yeah, that's good. So very soft with that one because it's quite a dark colour. And you're ready to see the piece. So that's what it was before. Let's add our early espresso layer. Oh! Drop the mic. Look how gorgeous that looks. Oh, gorgeous. And there's no way that you can, like, you can use the technique rock and roll, which I have seen people do. But this technique, I just love, love, love. It's so fun. And this is why you need your Stamparatus if you don't have one. You need it in your life. Then I've cut up my little chamois. And I just come in here and just wipe. And that's like happy days. Do-do-do. Done. Simples. Yes, it's gorgeous. You haven't seen it before, Heather. I'm so happy. I love this technique. I was going to suggest you sponge the edge. I love it. We just are thinking the same. Jessie, I'm dead. Yeah, it's really pretty, isn't it? Now I'm going to do the exact same thing with these leaves. So again, we've got two, and then the leaf hits. So I'm going to aim for both of these to hit on this middle section after the 2 squares. I'm going to aim for here. And of course it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's great with this little grid line because you can see exactly where you're lining up that leaf. And then come in with your lid, boom, and we're going to do some fun here. So I'll do the bumblebee again because I really like that colour as a base. And we might stick to the same thing, but I think what I might do is just have it so that it kind of highlights this one in the middle. So we can soften this one. I'll just put Cajun and I won't put the espresso maybe. Let's test that out. And I'll do it just on one side too. So I've got the leaf here. I'm just going to come over so that it's sort of all on that one side. And let's see how that looks. Ready? Before. Here's after. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. I think I'm going to have to put a bit of early espresso because it's so gorgeous. It finishes it off perfectly. So we'll come in here and just do a bit around the edge there. Stampy, stampy. Yes. Yes. Isn't that gorgeous? I know the splatters are so pretty, and then it's good when you sort of sponge it with the early espresso because then they like pop out to say hello. So I'm going to wipe that, and then we're going to do it on the other side. And you want to make sure that this is wiped really well with the ShamWow, because we're going to be moving from here to the other side, and we want to make sure that that is all hunky-dory. Now, if you're a bit worried about it being wet, you could even bring in a little bit of a tissue just to make sure that that's all dry, but it feels good. I'm happy with that. And then we put it in there, and again I've lined it up into the middle section. Grab that, and we're going to do the same thing that we've got this side, but what I'm going to do is I'll shade the other side, so it sort of is making that the focal point. So I'm going to do the darker on this right side rather than the left. So all the same ink. I've got Bumblebee first. Yes. Here we go. Bumblebee. Beautiful. And then we've got our Cajun. And as I said, I'll do it on the right side. There we go. Stamp that. Yep. And then we've got our espresso. Espresso, not espresso. No espresso here. When I worked as a waitress, I worked in hotels. And when people would ask me for an espresso, I would be like, I would cry a little bit on the inside. I would say sorry to the Italians. Sorry, Italians. Oh, gorgeous. I'm going to do a little bit more of the espresso. Yep. Boom. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes, Peggy, you need the sponge daubers in your life. I love the sponge daubers. And just please, please, please keep in mind, if you've had them fall apart, that is not cool. That is not okay. So please contact Stampin' Up. You can blame me. You can be like, I was watching Kylie's live today, and apparently our sponge daubers are meant to stay together. And Stampin' Up will be like, yeah. Why is everyone suddenly calling about their sponge daubers falling apart? Yes, it's daylight savings, Carrie. I'm sorry. We've already started, but you're getting the best bit, so that's okay. Yes, it's so brilliant, isn't it? But I'm about to blow your minds, people. This is what I was doing at 3 o'clock in the morning, because I'm literally so excited about our next step. You thought this was amazing? You just wait. You just wait for the next step. So we're going to pull this off. Just be really careful, even though it's washi, if you're using washi. Please bring back washi Stamping Up. I love washi so much. I want it in my life. I want it back in my life. But you've all probably got old washi there, so just use your old washi. Use your washi that you have on hand. But I want more. I want to collect them all. So I'm going to use a bit of grid paper here. We're going to get messy, people. We're getting messy with our craft. Now, I did tell you about the copper shimmer paint, and 3 o'clock in the morning I was looking for that copper shimmer paint, but it's already left the building. So, what am I going to use? Because I really wanted that splattering effect. I wanted that cool copper splatter. Where's Tashani? Is Tashani here? So how are we going to get that with what we have on hand? Well, do all of us have a wink of Stella? That is the question. Most of us should or would. Well, anyway, it's available, so that's the main thing. So let me zoom out here. Oh, not zooming in. We want to zoom out. So what I'm going to do is pretty exciting. We're going to get our wink of Stella, and you do not need a lot here, okay? And I'm going to squeeze some of our wink of Stella onto a block, right? So that's actually even too much already. But that's one squeeze. You just hold it, push the edge, and then bloop, it comes out. Then I'm going to come in with, because I really want to see these splatters, I'm going to come in with some Daffodil Delight. But you could use, if you don't want it too full on, you probably could use saffron. But we're just doing one drop. Boom. Can everyone see that? Look how pretty it is. It's so pretty. It's like gold. You're like gold. Then we get our Wink of Stella again, and I've tested this. This is actually Wink of Stella that's almost done. So I'm using this one just to show you that you can come in, use your Wink of Stella to pick up that amazing gold. Look at that, people. Can you see that glittering gold? And you could change it. If you want a bronze, I would probably go for maybe the early espresso would be good for bronze. But you just play around with it. Play around with your Wink of Stella. Then we're going to get our bone folder. We're going to tap this. You ready for this? Y'all ready for this? That is what we're going to do, people. We're splattering our project. And I love this technique. It's so much fun. Bloop. Okay, let's zoom in. Is everyone excited? Give me hearts if you're excited. Is it something new? Have you seen it before? Because all of you watch all the YouTube channels. I don't get time to watch anyone else. So, tell me if you've seen this. But I am super excited by this because it's like, I've just created gold Wink of Stella. We've created our own shimmer paint. What? And you could change that to any colour you want. FYI, peeps. So now you're going to have to get Wink of Stella in your cart if you haven't got that in there already. What do we think? Give me reactions. Never seen it. Yes. I thought of it at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh, yes. This is the bomb. This is going to be so much fun. Yes. We can get Wink of Stella in any colour. Colour, colour, colour. Jessie leaves for 5 minutes. You should never leave, Jessie. We did some Wink of Stellaing. We coloured the Wink of Stella and turned it into gold Wink of Stella. Beautiful, huh? So this stamp set, Mandy Moo, is Gorgeous Leaves. It's a must-have. So the other alternative I was thinking about doing was stamping in these little grungy bits and then heat embossing it with the Stampin' Stick and then putting the gold leafing. The gold leafing would look amazing on this card as well. So that's just another idea. Yay! Oh, that's so exciting. I was like, surely someone's done this before. I'm sure someone's seen it somewhere. Someone will tell me, nah, I've seen it before. That's okay. But hopefully I've taught some of you something new. Carolyn, yes, she's seen it. So, but I'm very excited by that you can change up the colours. Now, we've got a lot left over here. So what are we going to do with all of this? So sad. What are we going to do with all this excess? Because you saw me, I barely used anything, right? So let me show you what I think would be a good idea to use with the excess. What I would probably do, so there's 2 options. I'll put this over here while it's drying for a little bit. You'd probably use your heat gun to do that. So you could keep going. You could do another whole sheet here that's ready to go with some splatters so that it's happy. That could be something that we do on the inside. But let's just have a little play here and see if we can do like a wash. I haven't tried this yet, but let's see what this looks like. Because, you've got it here. Why not use it, right? Hi. Yes, yes, yes. So this could be a background piece. And look, we've finally used it all. So nothing gets wasted. Just an FYI. And the other thing that you could do is, you probably can't see, oh, there we go. There's all the glitter in there. So if you wanted to, you could even smush it. But this is just so, so pretty and glittery and gorgeous. Yay! Smushing! Yes, Cheryl. Yep, you could add ink to every wink of Stella and make custom ink pens. You can get your blends, your aqua painters or the water painters, and you can put every color wink of Stella in there. So there you go. Isn't that gorgeous? That would be a great way to utilize the rest of that paper. So coming in here, let's just tap this. Yep, that's feeling very dry. I've just tapped some of those. And already, because the Wink of Stella is an alcohol-based ink, it's dried pretty quickly and it's got those beautiful gold-looking splatters in there. So for those of you who missed the gold Wink of Stella, here you go. You got it back again. You can make your own. And it would be interesting to see exactly what the other colours look like. I think the lighter colours are going to look better with the Wink of Stella, but let's give it a go. Let's see what Night of Navy looks like. So you can see here I've just wiped my Wink of Stella, and if you just keep wiping that, eventually you'll get to a point where there's no more ink on here. You don't have to use your ink. You could use your water painters, but I thought I'll give it a go on here and see whether it stains it. But yeah, seems like it's good because it's water-based ink. It's all happy. So there you go. Now let's compile, people. Let's put this baby together. So we've got some Tombow. I prefer Tombow glue. As many of you know, I'm a lover of glue. Just be really careful on the cork, because it is quite fine. Oh, of course this is going to be blocked. Come on, Tombow. We'll do the other one. I always have a spare here. Because there's always one blocked. Surely can't have two blocked. Has happened. So very thin, all right? Very thin layer. We don't want it too thick, that one. And then we'll stick that down there. Beautiful. Let's stick this one onto our card base. What colour would give us copper? Yeah, cinnamon cider would be a good one. I'll test it for you. Let's test it. Let's have a play. Oh, there's a fly in here. I reckon the copper would be, the cinnamon cider would be a winner, Sally. You picked it, I reckon. So is that the layer? Yes. So I'm going to raise this section here on dimensionals. Oh, that's the dodge one. I'll deal with you later. I usually like to put my take a pick tool in there and stab it. There we go. And then our piece of resistance. And we're going to put a gorgeous sentiment on here. I'm going to emboss it with Early Espresso. Espresso. What's the other one that people used to ask for? Instead of cappuccino, they would ask for a cup of chino. It is not a cup of chino. Chino doesn't come in a cup. Cappuccino. self-adhesive paper. Yes, that would be amazing. So we're going to pop this on here like so, and that's going to be on dimensionals. Isn't this beautiful? I love this. It's so pretty. But let's have a little play. I'll do a sentiment in the early espresso. So I pulled out this one here because this set does not have a set of sentiments. So it would be good to add a set of sentiments. And this one here I think is very underutilized. It's called One Happy Family. And we could probably get put off it because we're like, oh, I don't know friends that are pregnant. I don't have little ones, because there's a few pregnancy ones, and your eye gravitates to pregnancy, little human, and little baby, miracle worth waiting for. So there's a few baby ones. However, there's some excellent other ones. So I love this one here. I'm so proud of you. The congratulations is fantastic. Keep up the good work. Hey there, smarty pants. I love that. I think that's hilarious. Celebrating you. And this one's the one I'm going to use today because it's small, but I absolutely love that font. And it's I love your kind heart. So cute. So there's really good ones. Just be you. Sure do love you. So even though there's a lot of pregnancy baby ones, there's enough to counteract the baby ones that you need to have this sentiment set in your life. I am a collector of sentiment stamp sets. I can never have too many sentiment stamp sets. So give me them all. Yes, I'll have the lot. But yes, I really love that one. I love your kind heart, and I sure do love you. I think how encouraging. And just be you. I love just be you. We all need a just be you in our life, because so many people are trying to make us not be us, and that's not good. And look at this, people. This is a bit exciting. You ready for it? Never used. Have you got some of these stamp sets in your cupboard? Yeah, I'm sure you do. We've all been there. But I'm very excited. I sort of looked at it last night and I'm like, I haven't used that stamp set. And I really need it in my life. So I'm very happy. Sometimes you just gravitate to the same thing all the time. But I knew that I needed something different for this card today. And that one's really weird, that one. Pregnancy. But it does actually go with the happiest reason for feeling rotten. And then inside you put pregnancy, or you put it underneath. Just looks a bit odd. Imagine getting a card that said pregnancy. So I'm just going to pop that on a block. And we've got our Whisper White. No, Basic White. I've still got Whisper White in my head, even though it's left us. It's same but different. So we use our Versamark. I've just used my embossing buddy to remove all the static. And is that the right way? Oh, it doesn't really matter because I'll be chopping it anyway. Stamp that one. And get some embossing powder on this. I'll just use the other side of our grid paper. It should be dry now anyway, from where I did the splatters. Little flick, and that's put our powder on there. And now just move that to the side because you don't want to end up accidentally heat embossing that. Then we use our heat tool to melt it. That's a good question, Ruth. I think someone did get some yesterday, so I'm pretty sure it's back. We'll have a look on the store in a sec. Beautiful. And then with this excess that we've got on here, you just tip it right back into your jar. So this powder lasts a long time, and it's just the best way to get I love using the white emboss. It's just so pretty. So where are our snippies? So what I want to do, I'm unsure. I'll just cut it out first and then we'll get a bit closer because I find I have more control when it's not on the main one. So what I could actually do with this is I could actually do it quite close so that it would be quite small. But I do actually think it would be nice to keep it like a straight rather than cutting around because it is quite tiny. So I like doing it with my hand, mainly because it gives off like this kind of rustic, like it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be a bit crooked. For those that are loving everything straight and just right, this may not suit you, but I do like having it a little bit sort of skew-if. And I do like that. Let's have a little look on the card and then we'll be able to tell. So that's the way it's going to look. So actually I think I could even go in closer because I don't want to cover up too much of this beautiful background. So let's go even closer. Let's go around the actual sentiment like so. And by doing it like this, you're really getting in there, like you're making it a lot smaller. Remember to move your piece, not your scissors. All you're doing with your scissors is just closing your scissors, but you're not actually moving your hand. The bit that's moving is this on the left. The left is steering. My right hand is just chopping. For those of you that struggle with snipping. Oh, that's so cute. I think that's really, really good doing it like that. See, look at that. Oh, yes. And I think I want it in the middle there. I'm not going to dimensionalize it. I'm going to actually stick it right down like that. Are you happy, everyone? I'm happy with that. I really like that. So let's do some sticking of these layers too. And I just want to do something in the middle as well. I want some dimensionalis. Oh, we need to open some dimensionals here. I'll just see if I've got some. Do I have any dimensionals in this room? I think we're going to have to order some more. Dimensionals. Dimensionals. Yes, 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 yes. Bring them on. I have to replace that one pack. Do you think we're addicted? I think we're addicted. I think we love dimensionals. And it's good with the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals because they come in a pack and you get 3 sheets. And they're so much better quality than other ones. Before I tried Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, I used to go to the shop thinking so much cheaper at the shop. But I'm telling you, there's nothing like Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. The quality is amazing, but I'm just going to use these up because why not? Let's make sure that we use everything up, all our edge pieces, which is actually good for one like this that's larger. There we go. Oh, almost finished. Yay, finished. Love it. Chop it. Use it. We're almost finished with that one. Close. So close, but we're still going to use those. There's only a couple left, but They will get used. I'm putting them straight in the bin, the backings. You're proud of me, everyone. It is a beautiful card, isn't it? And I hope I've given you enough like parameters so that if this stamp set may not be available in your market, or if it sells out, then you have alternatives that you can use. Alternative backgrounds and alternative stamp sets. And then we'll stick this down because yeah, shipping in Australia at the moment is so bad. I don't know if you guys are suffering with it as well, but we got a notification. I think we had to wait like three weeks for a parcel that normally would have come in a week. And our shipping areas in Melbourne have they're all clogged up. It was on the news that they were like all filled up. So it's very frustrating. I think we're both waiting at least 4 parcels each. So happy. And then we'll just do the inside because, you know, we need to do the inside. We don't want to neglect it. And I'll just do some grungy. Let's just have a play of this, and we'll have a play of, yeah, I like that one. And we'll do that one because we didn't use that one. Oh, this is a dirty block. Avert your eyes away from the block. It's nothing to look at here. It's all okay. Now, I'll show you another way that you can do what we did without the Stamparatus. However, it won't be as good, but it, you know, it's still good. And this is called the rock and roll technique, where you stamp in the ink and then you kind of roll. But you don't have as much control as what we did with the Stamparatus. But it is an opportunity to do it that way if you want to. I personally love, love, love having the control of the Stamparatus. But yeah, it's good to know that you can do something like that. And you go from lightest to darkest. So let's have a look and see what this looks like. So it's pretty good. But as you can see, with the sponging, using the daubering, it didn't have these harsh lines that sometimes can happen when you do the rock and roll. So yeah, but it's just a quick way of doing a similar technique of what we did. Until you're waiting until your Stamparatus turns up. This is what you could do until it comes. In case you've got long delays and you're like, hurry up, I want my Stamparatus now. So there we go. We've just done the inside of the card. Nice and simple. Beautiful. Now let's just have a quick play of, while we've got this here and everything's out, let's see if we can recreate the copper. The copper wink of Stella. So what was the suggestion? Cinnamon cider, wasn't it? A bit of cinnamon cider. Can anyone find my cinnamon cider? You watch, I'll have all of these and I will not be able to find the cinnamon cider. I've got so many re-inkers. Oh, what's that one? Early espresso. Oh, there's the soft suede. That was one suggestion. I've got 2 of the soft suede. Smoky slate. Ooh, we've got a winner. Welcome, cinnamon cider. Welcome to the party. good having a place for all your things. Bruno organises me. It's very handy. So I'm going to get 2 blocks and we'll compare the pair. We'll compare them both to one another. Let's use that one. So our first one, so just 1 squeeze. You don't need a lot. And it is quite runny. Okay. So the top one's going to be soft suede. It's probably a bit dark. Maybe crumb cake is going to be the winner. I've done a little bit less on that one, so you might even want to pull it off. So maybe the the soft suede might be good, but a bit less ink. Let's have a play of that. Oh, I think the cinnamon cider's the winner. Yeah, look at that. What do you reckon? I think that looks really good. I'll still mix this one and we'll see. I'll use the aqua painter, the water painter for this. Ooh, it's still nice. That's beautiful, but it's not quite a copper. You probably can't see the sparkles in that as much as I can, but it is beautiful. But yes, definitely the cinnamon cider. So just pick that up. And you don't have to use your Wink of Stella because you might be worried you're going to ink it, but I have tested it and it does come off. So just pick that up and have some fun. Wee-hee! Let's have a look. Just use a tissue to pull off the excess ink. And it does come off. Even with these darker colours, it comes off. And you can even dip it in some water, but yeah, you don't have to. It does eventually come off. Now, I'll lift this up. Can you see the splatters? They look very copper to me. And then if you wanted to do like a rose gold, I have used it before where you use like the Blushing Bride, and that works really well. So, excellent. Hopefully I've added a few things to your shopping list today. I'll just have a little play here on a piece of paper with this one. We'll do some smooshing. I'll do it on some Whisper White actually, so that we can, or basic white, just so you can see what it looks like on here, because this is vanilla too, so it's going to be a little bit different. I'll get this, so this is like scrunchied. Yeah, it probably needs a little bit more for that technique. It's a little bit less. Or just use your Wink of Stella. But yeah, it probably needed more to pick up the excess. But we'll just try this one and see what this looks like. Actually, what would be really interesting, I'll add a little bit of water to this as well. Look at me mucking around. Bit of water, and you can go all over your block. Be careful of your piece here. We'll just move him out of the way. And then you can go like this. No, doesn't quite work. But this is how we play. This is how we work out whether it works or not. Maybe if I just had pushed and then not. Oh, that actually looks better. So not moving it, just push and then lift. I think that looks better, that grunginess there. I'm going to try it again. This is how we work out new things. Just play. Play with ink. I think this one's my empty one. I'm going to have to get extra Wink of Stellas now. I need to order at least 3 of them. They're all running out. Come on, little one. No. I've got another one on that side too. I've got 3 of them there. So just a little dot, okay? And then you can bring it in together. Depending on how much Wink of Stella you put there. It's very cool. Look how sparkly it is. Can you see the sparkles in that? It's very, very sparkly. Yeah. Push left. Yeah, I think if you play around with that a bit. I love the sparkles in this. So anyway, have some fun with that. I'd love to see what you come up with the sparkles, with the Wink of Stella re-inking. But I'll just add this onto here before I end up getting random ink all over it that shouldn't be there. There we go. Love, love, love. I'm so happy with this card. Ah! Yeah, you could smush it with acetate. That would actually be very good. Could you use the die cut leaves for the blob? Oh, that's a good idea. That's an excellent idea. You could have it behind. Because, what are the leaves called again? The dies. I was going to pull them out to show you because they're really pretty. Not that one. Harvest. This is what happens when you have lots of dies. It's so much fun. It's like, whee! All these beautiful dies. Oh, maybe it's one of the big ones. Must be. It's one of the big ones. Let's have a look in our big dies. Meadow, artistic, beautiful leaves. Intricate die, intricate leaves. Is it that one? Yes, it is. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. So let's have a little look there. But like what, was it Peggy that said? Yeah. So you could cut out the leaf and then that blob, even though it looks ridiculous, I'm like, what? But once you layer it with a beautiful leaf over the top, that would just look so pretty. It's a good way to layer it. And then you could even do it in white or like a shimmer white or something like that. But it is beautiful, that set. So that's the bundle that comes, they come together, those two. And it's, yeah, very pretty. So if you haven't got this bundle in your collection, you may want to add it after today. So with all the card layers on the front, does the card still stand up or does it want to fall open? So that's the card standing up for you, Mary. It's surprising how many layers you can have on a card. I don't think I've ever seen a card fall, especially because I do the insert. I think that adds more weight to it as well. But yeah, it seems happy. And this is a fairly slippery surface, this one. And it seems very happy. Like, yeah, you can add quite a bit of layer on the front. Yay! I'm glad you enjoyed it, Faith. Oh, thank you, Mandy. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with that splattering and the cork. Yay! Elaine's just ordered the bundle. Well done. Now, you'll love this. And I think using it with the sponging and... oh, absolutely gorgeous. And this is one of those stamp sets that I think with leaves it can be quite gender neutral. Like, it's a great male card as well. And the fact that you've got those wood pieces here and even this splattering, yeah, there's a few masculine cards that you can do with it. And it's a variety of different sentiments that you could add to this. You could do thank you, congratulations. Like, there's, yeah, lots of variations of what you can use this for. So this is actually a really good beginner's stamp set because it does have so much variety. And then just keep that stamp set in mind as well, the One Happy Family. There's some really great sentiments on there. So there you go. Oh, thank you all for being here today. That was lovely. Any other news from anyone? Has anyone got news to share? We're catching up with our team this afternoon, so that's going to be a bit of fun. The Crazy Crafters. We've got a few new Crazy Crafters that have joined us. And we're having a bit of a quiz this afternoon. So I'll do a bit of a test with the team, and then we might even open it up to other people as well to come and play. I don't know if some of you have played Kahoot before. Definitely go and check out Kahoot because you can download it for free from the App Store, and then you can play a game on Zoom and everyone can have it on their phone. It's really fun. Like, Britta did a quiz the other night and we just had so much fun. So yeah, for ones like young ones, it's like, yeah, we really enjoy it when we catch up with friends. We sort of like to include their kids as well on Zoom, and that's one way that we can include them when we're chatting and having beveraginos. Yeah. So here we go. Let's do a little picky pick. Yay! I love it. Chop it. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes. You can't download Kahoot. Have you got the right one, Megan? Hi, Zoe. Yes, it's called Kahoot. Yes, Kahoot. Oh, that's annoying, Megan. Have you turned your phone off and on? It's usually the problem. Hi, Kathy. It's Megan's in our team, so she's getting ready. And we're going to have prizes and everything. It's going to be so much fun. Oh, thank you all very, very much. And we've got 85 likes now. Thank you. You did like it in the end. Good. Excellent. It's a big improvement from 36. Yeah, get the boys. The boys will know exactly what to do. Tell them that they can play too if they want. They can jump on with their mobile phones. It would be quite hilarious. Because it's all Stampin' Up questions. Thanks, IT. Thanks, boys. Oh, 86. Woohoo! Oh, so nice to join you today. Sorry about the drama this morning. Oh my goodness, I was fully spiraling. I'm like, Bruno, I'm not coping, but it's all worked out fine. Thank you, Bruno. He's a good husband, that man. So have a wonderful week ahead. We hope everything goes well for the week. We're thinking of all of you. We know it's a challenging time for a lot of people. So get those cards out. We had World Card Making Day last week, and we've got cards that we're posting out to our beautiful friends and just letting people know that we're thinking of them. Big shout out to Pauline Paul in our team. She's just found out that she's got cancer in her liver and has to fly to Perth for surgery. So big hugs to her. And we're thinking of anyone who's going through really difficult health crises right now, or even with family, if you've had a loss of a loved one. Our hearts go out to you. We know how that feels, and it's a challenging time. So big hugs to all of you. And yeah, New South Wales is coming out of lockdown. That's crazy. Unbelievable. Lots of changes around Australia at the moment. Miranda said Kahoot was a great game to pull the kids in during distance learning. Yeah, I think it's a great way to keep our kids occupied and give them a bit of fun. And, you know, I'm a big kid. It's a lot of fun. I'm happy to be a kid. Oh, thank you, Mandy Moo. Well, have a wonderful week. I miss you all already, and thank you for being here. And if you're watching the replay, thank you very much. Please feel free to share this video with any friends that you think might enjoy these techniques. And yeah, keep being amazing. Big hugs to all of you. Mwah. See you soon. See you next week.